stats versus facts. Ayy, stats versus facts. Ayy, know where we at on the stats versus facts. Yeah, my boy hella black. He on the stats versus facts, and you might get smacked by the stats versus facts. Ayy.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Stats versus Facts. You know where we at. Sports Talk. That's right. It's your boy Marsh, and I'm here with the crew. What it do, crew?
What's going on?
G Money back in the building. You know this ain't funny. What's happening, my boy?
Nothing funny but that money.
And back with us after a little hiatus, we got that man. Damn, what I call you? Bino? Be more? Yeah, be more.
Yes, sir. What it do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, y'all welcome in with us. You know, have a seat, sit down. Thank you. Hold your applause. Man, guys, we got a lot of good things to get into. There's a lot of drama in the NBA. Talking about LeBron being out of the playoffs, and so is LA. What? But I'm not a rapper.
Just bars. Some light bars.
Yeah, man. Let's jump into that, y'all. The Phoenix Suns took out the Los Angeles Lakers in 6 games, 4-2. Anthony Davis got hurt in game 4, or hurt his groin, and couldn't play in game 5. Tried to give it a go in game 6, and he just shouldn't have. I mean, that just looked really, really bad. Do we ever see, my question to y'all is, do we see the Lakers, regrouping and getting back to being a power next year, or do we think they're just going to plummet from here?
Brand, take it. Tell me what you got.
I mean, it's a difficult question to answer due to the pieces that they have. It's going to the next year. What are they going to do? I mean, the question that's there is AD's, health. Is he going to stay healthy, or, is he going to be the same? I do think he'll probably get back into being healthy. Having only 70 days off for an off season is going to affect your team. My biggest question is these other players, what are they going to do? Are they going to be able to get back into the regular mode of what they looked like a year ago? Or are they going to ship some people out? As far as Dennis Schroeder, the $100 million point guard that he thinks that he's worth, is he really worth that? I mean, I think we can all answer that no, he is not worth that. But will the Lakers pay that price? My biggest concern is the center position for the Lakers. I mean, I know you have LeBron. I know you have AD. I mean, Kuzma should have been out of there. They should have kept Ingram, but we're not going to talk about that. But the center position is Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol, Andre Drummond. What are they going to do right there? That's the biggest question for me as far as going into the next season and taking that, going back to the form that they need to go back to is who's going to be playing the 5. Are they going to do AD at the 5, which we know he has concerns about playing the 5? Or are they going to keep Drummond, which the last game, was Drummond hurt?
No.
Okay, so real quick, if he wasn't hurt, he didn't play a minute. If I'm not mistaken, Drummond has led the league in rebounding, I don't know how many years. And he did not play a minute, which wow. Marc Gasol, he needs to probably retire or something. And I mean, Montrezl Harrell, I like Montrezl Harrell. I mean, he's a bit undersized, but
G-Money.
As long as LeBron and AD come back 100% healthy, they'll be back in it. I think they'll be able to shuffle the deck. LeBron has his agency. He can put pressure on, bring over free agents, do things around. They'll find a way to put the right pieces, enough pieces around to go ahead and make a run at it. Yeah, they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. I mean, unless we start seeing a decline in LeBron, starts becoming injury prone, AD starts becoming injury prone, then you could see the demise. But I'll give them a benefit of doubt of this year.
You don't think that AD's injury prone?
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I'm saying like more serious, like where he's like,
oh, okay, out for a longer period of time.
Because he's always injured and he'll be out for a little while, but then he'll come back. Like it's not really like like a season out. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not really
Yeah.
like gone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Charles Barkley called him Anthony Street Clothes Davis. Yeah, I might nickname him Injury Davis because he just
Soft.
he's hurt.
Like
It's
Sean and
interesting.
tissue.
For real. It's interesting, fellas. I saw something the other day. Mentioned Lakers want to re-sign Drummond, and they think that he's part of the future. Which, okay, that's fine. He can be your center. But last year they had Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and in the Rockets series they sat both those guys, if I remember correctly. And against Denver they used them a little bit, and then in the finals Howard came in. I think it was game 2 and had like 10 and 10 in the first quarter. So you lost production thinking you could just do it with AD. He gets banged up. Then you try to bring in Drummond. The chemistry wasn't there. You had a 7-2 guy in Damian Jones, which I thought they should have kept. I don't know why the hell you let him go because you can't teach height. Like he's long, he can block shots, and they love throwing the alley-oops to AD, so why not throw it to him? I didn't understand letting him go. So, I mean, that's part of the concern. After that, I think LeBron cut, that ankle injury messed up LeBron's career and cut it in half. So now I think we may only see another good year and a half of him, of like a good, LeBron that we're kind of used to seeing. And then after that, I think it's going down. Ankles are so hard to come back from. Look at Curry. He had one, came back for a little bit, had another. It was just rough. But they are going into the off season, so maybe they'll be able to do something. But my main concern is shooting. They need some type of guy to help space the floor and hit 3-point shots because Pope ain't getting it done. Like we said about Kuzma, Shooter, I wouldn't re-sign him unless he's gonna be willing to take maybe 80 million. It's not looking too promising. Plus, you got Clay coming back. I mean, there's some teams that are going to shake some stuff up, but the Lakers really need to make a splash in free agency, or else they're going to. I just don't think Anthony Davis and LeBron James can stay healthy enough throughout the season to push them through, because we're not questioning their greatness. We know both of them are great, and when they're both on the floor, had they both been healthy, this would not have been a series of Phoenix. They beat them in 5. I wholeheartedly believe that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll monitor the health and the decline, and if we see any decline in LeBron and AD, and like you said, obviously there's always moves that we don't see that are like, well, okay, that worked out more than I thought it would. But like, yeah, they're definitely behind the 8 ball if they want to. I mean, at this point, you're like, I need another star at this point. Like I don't know if LeBron and AD are enough. And how do I get that star? And I don't know if I have the assets to get that star.
I mean, personally, I do believe that they have the assets. It's just the fact of knowing who to ship out. I think at this point, you ship Kuzma out. You take your loss and you ship him out. You do whatever you got to do to get him away. I'm not saying he's a terrible player. That's not what I'm trying to say. I don't think that he should be there. Him, Schroeder, I mean, I like him. Is he starting point guard material? That's the biggest question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, defensively, you can see that maybe he's a pest. I call him a pest control. You know what I'm saying? He will be a pest, but is he really doing enough to stop the other guy defensively? He reminds me of what's that guy from the Nuggets? I can't pronounce his last name. With the C. Campazzo.
Oh, Campazzo.
Campazzo. He's a ball pest, basically.
Or like a Pat Bev.
Patrick Beverly.
Yeah. Oh my God, no! I don't even want to talk about Patrick Beverly because he's not even that. Ever since Russell Westbrook made that statement, I saw Patrick Beverly. I was like, wow. But on the other hand, the Suns, man, I know the Lakers' downfall and everything like that, but man, the Suns, when you're going up against them, come on now, D-Book, kind of tough.
And that was my whole next question is with the Suns. You think they have enough to go all the way?
Let you go first, G Money.
And this crazy COVID condensed season, I mean, anything's possible, man. Anything's
possible.
Gang G.
These last 2 seasons have been kind of like, things have broken the right way for certain teams. Certain teams have, powered up and done produce more than they usually would. We saw TJ Warren go off. We saw some crazy stuff happening in these times. So anything is possible, but it might be, it might be their time. Like this, they might be the Heat this year.
Go ahead, be more.
I'm gonna say no. They do not have enough, and the only reason why I'm gonna say no is because CP3 needs to be healthy. Yeah. I know that they slipped away from the Lakers, and looking at this last game, D-Book had 47, but is he going to drop 47 against the Jazz, against the Nuggets? Is he going to drop that every single night? Because if you look at the stat sheet, he had 47. Crowder had 18. Shout out to Crowder because he is a dog. CP3 was 4 of 12, 8 points, and Aiden only had 8 points. Like, is that, I mean, against the Lakers, yeah, I got it done, and injured Lakers, but is that going to get done against the other Western Conference teams? And looking at that, based off of the last game, I don't see that getting done. But you never know, CP3 could come back and they could get it going. Exactly what you said. They could be the Heat this year. So shout out to Crowder for hitting that salsa moves on LeBron. I believe he got ejected for that, but that was pretty cool.
Hey, the thing, because next they are playing the Nuggets in the semifinals, it'll be a lesson for Ayton going up against Jokic, because Jokic is going to really give him some trouble. Very interested to see how MPJ plays in this series, because he's been by far the most consistent scorer that I have seen from any of the teams. Like, he went 10 for 19 yesterday. He took 6 more shots after the first half, ended up with 26 points. But if he's efficient, he's very, very efficient. They're going to come at him. Cameron Payne, Jay Crowder, especially, if he gets hot, they're going to come at him. But you have Austin Rivers, you have Aaron Gordon there. Is that enough to offset the CP?
Will Barton's coming back, supposedly.
Yeah, Barton's supposed to come. If Barton comes back and he looks good, I mean, I think Denver is going to have enough to beat.
Monte Morris has been heating up off the bench.
Monte Morris has been eating too. So we got to see, because Cameron Payne has been doing work off the bench for Phoenix. He was a bright spot for them, and he's been a pest himself. So if they're able to kind of blitz the Nuggets, which I'm sure they do have a better backcourt than the Lakers at this particular point, even without Murray, especially for them containing Lillard. Well, not really containing him, but I mean, McCollum, and we didn't really allow him to go off. I think they will be able to handle Phoenix, me personally, but you never know.
It's definitely come down to that Jokic-Ayton matchup. If Jokic can get Ayton in foul trouble like he did Nurkic, there's no one behind Ayton. You're not Frank Kaminsky, Dario Saric. I mean, what are you gonna
Frank the Tank Kaminsky?
Yeah, and then the only thing that concerns me with Denver is their defense. They were being kind of shredded by Portland, and I think Phoenix will exploit some of that, and I think Mikal Bridges will have a better series than he did with the Lakers.
He'll need to. But let's go into the Eastern. We're gonna go back and forth, fellas. Philly took a tough loss with Embiid getting hurt, meniscus. I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back. It'll be the question. I don't know, because Philly was my pick to come out of the East and possibly win the championship. Now, I don't even know if they're going to be able to come out of this series against Atlanta. What are we feeling on this series? Because the way Atlanta has been playing, the way Trae Young has been playing, Dwight Howard obviously ain't just going to get it done.
Yeah.
So what are our thoughts for that series? And by the way, for all that it was worth, Washington had a good season. I mean, they fought back and at least made the playoffs. And I'd been saying if they were healthy all year, especially when they get Thomas Bryant back, could have been at least a top, in my eyes, could have at least been a top 5, maybe 6 team, especially over 500. So shout out to them, Westbrook, Beal. If they stay together, it'll be nice. But what are our thoughts on this next series, the Hawks and Philly?
I mean, I called it a couple episodes ago. You guys can go back to it. You will hear me say that I do not believe in Embiid. He cannot stay healthy. And I know this is inconvenience, or inconvenient, his injury and everything. He just can't stay healthy. And that's the downfall, is the next guy up. I mean, are we really going to put our money on Tobias or Seth Curry or, Ben Simmons? I can't. And the Hawks really surprised me. That series against the Knicks, I knew the Hawks were pretty good. And I don't know if it was the Hawks just being super good, or was it the Knicks just being super bad because of Julius Randle? I'm still kind of wondering about that series. But it's going to be interesting seeing Ben Simmons guard Trae Young, or if they've switched the matchup and put Danny Green on Trae Young. But with that series, if Embiid isn't healthy, I got the Hawks. But if Embiid is healthy, I'm going to ride with the 76ers. I like them defensively, but Embiid has to be in the lineup.
And I think that's what it comes down to. Obviously, if Embiid's healthy, they're a better version of the Knicks. They're better defensively, and obviously you take Embiid over Randall. So I think you would definitely, I would definitely take the 76ers if Embiid's at least 80% in that series. But I don't think he's going to be able to go that much. I think it's going to be a lot of problems for him, swelling. I think there's going to be a lot of different issues with him. I don't think he's going to be able to be there. So obviously then you choose then they're obviously kind of like worse than they're probably still better defensively than the Knicks, but offensively they don't have enough. It'll be like the same series like with the Knicks. With the Knicks just didn't have enough.
Yeah. So real quick, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Knicks have the best defense going into the playoffs? And the 76ers
they were top.
I'm not too sure.
They were like the first top defense for a while, and then the Knicks kind of favored Philly a little better.
So going into that, that's what I thought that the Knicks were going to do, was stop them. Mm-hmm. But Trae Young and them had their way with them. So do you see them doing the same thing with the 76ers, or no? You see, it being different.
Without Embiid, yeah.
I think the big thing is that the Hawks were able to hide Trae Young on Reggie Bullock in the corner. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Knicks were able to torture Trae Young. Like, this is the reason why I say that Trae Young will never win a championship, is because he's defensively just unbearable. He's just too small. He doesn't have the ability to play defense. So if you get a team that goes at him over and over and over again, pick on him, then you can really do damage against the Hawks. But
kind of like Curry.
Yeah. But Curry's like still big. Like Trae Young's probably like 6 feet. Yeah. Curry's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yep.
So it's kind of, but it's like, I don't think, like, I read a stat that said like no one under the height of 6'3" has never won a championship being the best player. So
wait. What about Isaiah Thomas?
Maybe.
That's one. Back in the day. That was one.
Yeah.
But you don't ever see that happen nowadays.
Yeah. It's just you're gonna have to torture Trae Young. You're gonna have to go at him. Maybe they put Maxey in the game and let him go at him. They can do different things, but it obviously comes down to Embiid. If Embiid's healthy, then I don't see the Hawks being able to contain them. I think they'll be able to shut them down defensively. It won't even be about stopping Trae Young. It'll be about stopping all the other guys.
What is it? What's that? Bogdanovich?
Hunter, Herter, Gallinari, if he can get hot.
Be strapped up.
Williams. And then on the inside, they're going to throw alley-oops to Capella. He's going to kill Dwight Howard all day. And Collins as well.
It was going to be interesting because they ran Simmons at the 5 against Washington. So I want to see if they're going to do that again against Atlanta.
Man, it's easy to do that when you got Davis Bertans in there and freaking Daniel Gafford and oh my god. We're not gonna talk about them though. Go ahead.
Because if Ben Simmons had more heart and more drive, had like a scoring mentality, they would have trouble with him. They would have trouble with him because he could bring out Capella to the outside and just drive past him every time. Or
real
go at
quick,
Trae Young. But since he's more passive and kind of like not really have a lot of heart, it's going to be their downfall.
Like Fowler Shaq, you just Fowler Simmons. He shot so terrible from the free throw line, like it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, Ben Simmons and Rudy Gobert are kind of two guys that you say if they were more offensively strong, that those two teams would probably be in the finals more.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, but Ben Simmons, I've been saying this same tune for a long time. If he had a jump shot, he would be dang near like LeBron instead of dang near like Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, and then it would be, it wouldn't be a dispute. Philly going to the finals. If Embiid was out, you can rely on Simmons, but you can't do that.
Because if he had the Westbrook mindset, I don't think there's anybody that could stop him on the Hawks.
Yeah,
physically or with the speed either. Like I don't
even the Giannis mindset. I mean?
Like he could be Giannis.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have that mindset. You don't have that drive.
Yeah, but we'll see if Embiid does come back, doesn't come back. I mean, it's and even if he does come back, he won't be 100%. So it's Philly could be looking kind of quiet.
Quick question though.
Yeah.
As a Sixers, what do you do? Because his contract, I think, is going to be up in maybe another 2 years. Are you looking to resign him? Are you looking to trade him? What are you going to, do you feel like you could trust him to be healthy and stay healthy a whole playoff series?
Oh, well, he was. It's interesting because the only time Simmons and Embiid have been healthy was the year that they lost to the Raptors, which I honestly felt was their year. I really, really did. After that, Simmons was hurt in that playoffs, and now Embiid's hurt in this playoffs, and the year before Embiid was hurt. So, they've been alternating back and forth when they're hurt. You put so much in investing in them, unless there's another center that's available that you could really be a game changer, you hold on to Embiid because, what else are you going to get as far as that on a big man? It's too rare to find. So you just hold on to him and ride it out as long as you can.
With that 1 year that they went to the championship, I think what separated them was that third piece. Well, technically he was the second piece, but the third big three, Jimmy Butler. He's the one that he just took him to another level, which I guess you could say now Tobias Harris is that third piece. With Embiid, you have to keep him. With that type of talent and just what he is and how do you explain it? He is just a mixture of a big man that we just reminds us of Hakeem, of David Robinson, just all of these guys mixed in, and he can shoot. You cannot trade him away. Personally, I think he just has too much value. He's like Jokic, which if Embiid was healthy, we would debatably be talking about him winning MVP if the season played out with Philly getting the number one seed. I think that you keep him, and the question actually goes down to Ben Simmons. I think that's the biggest question is, would you be keeping him or would you be, trading him away?
All right. It was that this offseason too, because of, the playoffs this past year. It was like if Simmons wasn't hurt, I think they take the Celtics. I was on the record of saying that. But since he was, they ended up getting swept. It is what it is. But yeah, man. Let's move forward, fellas, to the other Eastern Conference matchup, the Bucks and the Nets. That's gonna be a good one. I think that could be the best playoff series we've had so far.
That might be the championship.
Dang near. It could be. The Bucks might be the only team that can stop the Nets. And it's scary to say. Here's my issue with the Bucks. Good team. I just don't believe in Middleton. He's going to have to really prove and step up to me because a lot of times going up against better teams, I've seen him either start missing a lot and the other team just runs up the score by running him off the floor, which I feel like Brooklyn could do, or he's just not present. We're just like, where are you, dude? So unless he steps up and makes his presence known, the Bucks will lose this series quite quickly. I'm talking about 5 games quickly.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Mm.
No way.
That they lose in 5 games?
No way.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm gonna get on this G Money. My biggest key points is the Bucks big 3 defensively versus the Nets big 3 offensively. What's gonna happen with that? Who's gonna offset who? Which of course everyone's gonna take offense, but I mean I like the Bucks defense, man, especially with having Brook Lopez down there in the paint. He's very underrated as a big man defender. I think the other key piece is the bench play. Which bench is going to step up? Who's going to be that guy that steps up, that drops that little 15 piece, little 20 piece maybe in the game, something like that, which the Bucks did take a hit with Dante being out. That was a big hit. The next question is Giannis going to step up? Every year, the past years, he had the question is, can he take it to the next level? With him being hurt or whatever the case may be, this is the time to shine. You were the MVP last season, the defensive player of the year too. You need to come in here and you need to show the Nets that, you're up there. You're a top 5 player in this league. It doesn't matter how many top 10 players they have, top 15 players they have. It does not matter. Which the 3 games against the Nets in the regular season, he averaged a season high against the team, 39.7. The Nets have no answer on stopping Giannis.
Exactly.
If they let Giannis go out there and score 35 a game, I like the Bucks odds. But I mean, the Nets, man, is Harden gonna score 30 points a game and KD scored 30 points? Then you got you got Kyrie scoring 25 points. Like, it's just the defense has to step up for the Bucks, And I think that this series is going to be the most exciting series in the NBA playoffs, and I see it going to a game 7.
For sure.
Yeah. I'll go ahead, G-Money.
Now go ahead. We can go to rebuttal.
I was going to say, with kind of what you came down to, Giannis averaged 30-something points in the regular season against the Nets, so he's going to show up. You're right. They don't have an answer for him. So they can let him go all out like they want to, but you need the other guys to step up. The Middletons, the Holidays, the Bobby Portises, the Brook Lopez. My main is having Giannis's running mate, which would be Middleton. I just don't see him stepping up like that.
Who do you see on the Nets stopping Middleton? They have the worst defense, or like the top 3 worst defense in the league. All they do is get buckets. They're not.
That's the thing. I don't see anybody necessarily stopping him, but I see Middleton stopping himself.
Okay, so I understand that.
Middleton has to come up and hit those shots because a lot of the times I've seen him hit big shots before. Don't get me wrong, but more than not, I've seen it where he drives, right side, tries to shoot that mid-range baseline shot, and it clings out, and it's 2, 3, 4 times. If you do that and the Nets get the ball, they're gone. They're throwing it around. Harris for 3, Kyrie will come out, pop a 3. You know what I mean? Obviously, that Kyrie-Drew Holiday matchup is going to be fun to see.
So my quick thing is that I know you question Middleton. I question Drew Holiday. He's always been the questionable guy. I know they brought him in defensively. He's made them better. But offensively, I've always questioned him shooting. I just don't think that shooting-wise, he's not that guy. As far as being the third guy, I feel like he could be better. But he's the one that I question because he's going to have the assignment, if I'm not mistaken, guarding Kyrie. So how is he going to do, guarding Kyrie and offensively, because he can't just lock him up and not score. He's going to have to get some buckets.
Right. And I think he will. I think Holiday's not a type of guy that's going to get you, 25, 27 points. He'll get you a good 18 to 20. This is kind of how he is. Middleton is a guy that should be getting you that 25, 26, 27 points. And instead, I have a feeling he's only going to get about 16, 17, maybe 18. I don't think he's going to he might crack the 20. That's not going to be enough. That's just not going to be enough to beat that Nets team. So that's why I'm saying Giannis can go crazy. Cool. The Nets they'll gladly do that. I mean, they're going to pack the paint against them. They're going to try to anyway with DeAndre Jordan, Claxton, and I'm guessing Blake Griffin, and try to slow him down that way. Probably won't work. So he'll, go off, but you got to have those other guys step up, mainly Middleton. He's my main concern. So, G-Money, go ahead. I didn't mean to.
And I'll throw it right back at y'all. So we're just gonna pretend like Harden's gonna show
up.
Is game over
this series? Yes, I think he will show up. Reason why I say that is because yes, he didn't show up in Houston. He was the main man, but when he's not the main guy, and you have a KD and a Kyrie that can kind of show up like that, he can sit back, play with that second unit, which I saw him do a lot in that series against the Celtics, and really be the guy to score and still get his buckets in. So I think that he will show up because he doesn't have all the pressure on him. It's more on, KD, Kyrie, and then him. He's more of the third option when it comes to this.
If Harden shows up, it is game over. Sorry, there's no stopping the Nets. He is the guy right there as far as, the MVP of the team, and arguably going back to MVP consideration is, I mean, before he got hurt, he was out for a long time. We were discussing about him winning the MVP.
Right.
But yeah, if he's on it, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry to the Bucks, but no, there's no, because what happens is Harden starts cooking and he starts getting DeAndre Jordan going. He starts, bringing a lot of tension. KD starts getting a couple easy jumpers. Kyrie starts getting a couple easy jumpers. And no, you can't. That's the potent of their offense right there is Harden running it,
And you might actually see Drew Holiday guard James Harden if he gets going rather than him guard Kyrie. So we got to also look out for that. And Holiday's too small to guard Harden. So, but it's going to be a fun series. I still say Nets probably gonna win that thing in 5, but
I think also you're so Marshall's big argument against the Golden State Warriors was their inside presence. You had people like AD and Boogie Cousins beating up on the boards, and you could go at Golden State. So what if the Bucks do that? Once Booker Lopez and Giannis beat them up on the boards and able to dominate the middle? Because I don't see Claxton doing anything. I don't see DeAndre Jordan doing anything. They can't play Blake Griffin in center like they've been doing.
No, they can't do that.
So they'll try to play Jeff Green. He's out game 1. They'll try to play him probably small ball lineup. So that's going to be my big key is
about Jeff Green too.
Not only can the Bucks go big and stay big, but if Brook Lopez is played off the court, they can throw Giannis at the 5. And then the things get real interesting.
It does, but I think they'll pack the paint with Jordan and Blake Griffin. I'm not saying that it'll work, but I mean, I didn't think that packing the paint with Marc Gasol and Pascal Siakam was gonna work, and it did. So I think Jordan and Blake are gonna be enough, or Jordan and Claxton, or Blake and whatever that combination is gonna be enough to get Giannis, and then dare him to shoot. Now, if Giannis is hitting his threes, that's entirely different.
Well, the thing is too is that the Bucks love to bring in PJ Tucker, and he's a corner specialist. So if Blake Griffin wants to go help on Giannis in the paint, PJ Tucker is going to be right there in the corner. It's just going to be waxing him. So unless he's having an off night, which he could be having that, but
and that's true. I forgot about PJ. So PJ will probably be sticking hard, but they may end up switching that. You never know.
That's the thing with the Bucks, man. They have a lot of matchups that they can go with as far as Drew Holiday, PJ Tucker taking it over, Middleton, Giannis. I mean, they have some guys that they can stick around and try to see what matchups are favorable for them.
Right. So we'll have to. It'll be a very interesting series. I'm not going to say they're just going to blow them out, but I think the Nets win in 5 to prove a point. Like, we are here. We are that team. We're that team to beat. All this hype jabber that y'all been saying ain't flying with us. Like we are that squad. And I think their defense improves a little bit. They're not a great defensive team. We know that. Their defense, I feel like, will improve just enough to where we're like, where the hell was this before?
Yeah. I got Bucks in 6, so that's my prediction.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go Nets in 7.
Okay.
And it's like I'm 52% sure the Nets will win. And the other side of me, you know, I break it down like this real quick. The basketball guy in me is like, man, I like the Nets. I just love offensively, they get buckets. Who's gonna stop that? You know, that's just common sense. But when you're thinking strategically, it's like the Bucks is the best challenge for them because defensively the matchups make the most sense. So.
I just think they'll be able to score 125 and they'll be able to hold the Nets to 120.
I just don't think the Bucks are going to be able to get, you know, their offense to keep up with the Nets. I mean, shoot, the Spurs just dropped 140 on them boys about a month ago. So that's why I was like,
is this a guarantee, Marshall? You guarantee 5 games the Bucks or the Nets will beat the Bucks.
The Nets will beat the Bucks in 5 games. I'm about 60% sure on that one.
Okay.
I'm about 60% sure on that one. And more likely, I think the Nets will. That'll probably go 6. Like 40% of me thinks they'll go 6. But I really do think that the Nets are trying to prove, you know, like we are that squad.
They're trying to prove that hoopers can win over basketball players.
Yeah.
That ISO hoop
send a message
that we can roll the ball out just like we do at the park and just have the best people and you can't stop us. Yep. And we're going to run the court every time. That's what they're trying to prove. They're telling we don't need a coach. Yep. We don't need practice. We don't need to play together a whole year.
Nope.
We're just so talented that we're going to be able to roll the ball out and win it all.
Man, if I could be one coach, I would love to be Steve Nash because I could sit there on the bench and just say, "Yeah, ISO, yeah, you take a turn, no, you, yeah,
do that thing, Kyrie, do that thing,
yeah, you guys,
do that thing.
Hey, time out. Hey, you guys, all right? You guys need some water? We got some over here.
me and D'Antoni are just gonna be talking about what happened to the Phoenix Suns. We were
and Stoudemire too.
Yeah, we're all just gonna be reminiscing back here.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Other matchups, we had the Nuggets finish off the Blazers. Guys, we talk about this every single year with Lillard. We're like, we just don't think that he's gonna win in Portland. So what needs to happen? Now, I did hear a little bit earlier from reported on First Take, Karl-Anthony Towns might be on his way to Portland for like a trade of Nurkic and maybe McCollum or something like that. So if he goes there, is that enough to kind of put him over the top, or what else do they need to bring to Portland? Because Dame's doing his thing.
You know how I feel about Cat. I mean, God bless him. I know what happened to his mother and his family and everything. And this is strictly basketball. I just not a big Cat guy. I don't think once Jimmy Butler tells me you're not a winner and you're not a dog, I can't rock with you. It's like Metro Boomin. Like, I can't trust you. You know, that's like, I just can't do it, bro. Like, first of all, I don't even think why would you trade that if you're the Timberwolves? Why would you make that trade? That's like that's what you can get for. I mean, I already got Anthony Edwards. Why do I need CJ McCollum? Like, I don't even see that makes sense. But
yeah, I don't know what the exact trade would be. But yeah.
If I was to Portland, I would have never traded Gary Trent Jr. and I would have traded Dame and McCollum and blown it up already. I believe in Anthony Simons. Mm-hmm. I've been an Anthony Simons guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr., and then all the picks and players you can get from Dame and McCollum, you just restart your franchise.
Yeah.
And I would have gone
I agree, but I think that Damian Lillard has too much value at this point. Yeah. I think that you stick with him. CJ McCollum, it's time. It's time that he needs to go. We have seen this over and over, just like in comparison with Wall and Bill. It's time for one of them to split and you make that decision. And then as far as Cat, I don't see Cat. If they get rid of McCollum and Nurkic, I don't see how does Cat bring that value. I mean, I like Cat, but I don't see Cat as a top top 2 center in the league. You know, top 3. I mean, it's debatable if we talk about a couple of guys.
Top 5.
In top 5, I mean, yeah. But I just don't see Cat bring the top off because I've seen Cat play with D'Lo. I've seen him play with Jimmy Butler. Now he has Anthony Edwards in the Minnesota. Just, I mean, come on. I think that just wouldn't be the best place for him. I think it would be fun to watch it, but I don't see that working out.
Side thought it'd be kind of interesting if the Lakers picked up Cat.
So if they did pick up Cat, would they drop all 3 of their centers because they don't need them whatsoever?
Sure, they would get rid of Drummond. They get rid of them.
Harold, Gasol's gone, and you just know what I'm saying.
Send Kuzma to the Timberwolves. Let them start that team.
Will you trade LeBron to the Timberwolves or what?
You can trade LeBron to the Timberwolves.
Because that's the only thing that's going to get you Cat.
I mean, hey,
like,
I don't know. Maybe
York can give up Randall for Cat. You can get Randall for Cat and picks. I mean, there are plenty of teams that can give you better offers than.
But I mean, based off of Randall's the past playoff, I mean, what is his value right now on the market?
That's true. That's a good point too.
We'll touch later.
But there are definitely pieces that people will give up for Cat that are more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Way I mean, he's going to be one of those players like what you saw with a Paul George, where you saw 7 first rounders, 4 first rounders, 7 first rounders, multiple players. Like it's going to be a haul for Cat.
Right.
To the Spurs.
Shoot, what does Minnesota want from the Spurs? You don't have anything.
You know, some draft picks, man. Y'all got the cap space for it. I mean, I would love for the Wizards if we can get Cat, but I mean, he's just one of those players that he's good. We all acknowledge that, but he's just not that guy that we feel like he would just bring the top off of the team, you know.
Shoot, all I'm going to say is that this is what I've been saying Portland's need to do this for years. Trade CJ for Beal. Let's get it done. Like, quit playing around. CJ for Beal, I'm telling you, makes both teams better.
I just don't think another small scoring guard that doesn't play defense is going to help them.
No, but here's
how
the thing,
does McCollum make the Wizards better? Explain that to me real quick.
Okay, he is a better shooter than Beal. Beal's a better cutter, but he's not a better shooter than McCollum, so he's able to space the floor a little bit better and take up the deficiencies of Russell Westbrook. Because really, you essentially have 2 slashing guards in Westbrook and Beal. Now, don't get me wrong, Beal can hit shots, but I would have a McCollum who's a shooter, space the floor, open it up for other shooters such as Bertans and whatnot. That's going to help make the Wizards more lethal, in my opinion.
Oh, bro,
and
if you watch the Wizards,
and then with Beal, with Beal going to Portland, right? And you may not agree. I think that will work. With Beal going to Portland, that helps because Damian Lillard, I don't think Damian Lillard fully trusts McCollum to hit shots, and McCollum he does stupid shit. Like you saw when he stepped out of bounds. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Beal would have never done something like that. You know what I mean? He would have gotten himself more into a position because McCollum kind of went to that corner because he kind of, I don't want to say trapped himself, but he's not as strong as a player as Beal is. Beal and Lillard are stronger players. So Lillard would have more faith in Beal. Beal cuts, so that's going to open up more of getting to the rim, and then open up other shooters as well and other space for Dame, because you double team Dame and then McCollum's kind of there and he's not getting it done. Yeah. Beal gets it done for the Blazers to at least get to the finals. You're gonna need probably another either a 3 or a 4, solid 3 or 4 to get them over the hump. Which means you probably have to trade Norman Powell for somebody. But if you don't do that, I would say go after Jimmy Butler, trade McCollum and Powell for a Jimmy Butler and maybe like a Tyler Hero if they're devaluing him. Maybe a Kendrick Nunn because they want to get rid of him, something like that. Now you bring them over, you're going to have Anthony Simons play the 2 guard, which is totally fine. You could have, what's his name? Nunn come off the bench as the backup PG, open up stuff with a little bit more spacing. And obviously having Jimmy Butler there pushes them to being, I think they could make the finals with that squad.
Yeah.
It depends on what
I
Melo
mean,
wants to do. We don't
the
know.
roster moves that you're saying for Portland is, I mean, it's idealistic. It's a dream for Portland having Bradley Beal. But the fact is that
Oh,
CJ McCollum
right.
is not as good as Bradley Beal. No matter what you
He's
say,
not.
CJ McCollum is not going to help the
He's
Wizards.
not.
As a Wizards fan, you say that bringing CJ McCollum is going to open up the floor and let the shooters go. I'm going to tell you, I love it. I love what you're thinking. But no,
But I'm not. So
Bertans misses shots. He is wide open and he misses. I watched the games. This man is in the corner. He just misses shots. The offense is fluent.
I've seen him.
Yeah, no. But CJ McCollum is not on Bradley Beal's level. Bradley Beal averages the second most points per game in the league. And you're telling me we replace that and give the leverage to CJ, which CJ I don't like. Like you said, I mean, Lillard does not believe in his, maybe taking certain shots. I can't give him the keys to the offense, and I've already seen this man play. So check this out. We give him the keys to the offense. He's not balling. We're going to give the keys to the offense to Russell Westbrook. And we've seen that this past year, shooting 30%. It's just maybe a couple of years ago, yeah, totally. But I think now that Russ is there, it just changes the whole demeanor because Bill has to have the ball in his hand.
I still think that it could work because now Westbrook can be the more dominant, get the ball in his hands type player, and he can open it up. Excuse me, fellas.
But Westbrook's not the same guy. He's not. If you watch his game, he facilitates now. He's not that type of guy that attack. He facilitates, but he's not that type of guy that wants to score. I watch him. He gets the ball at the 3-point line. He gets the ball at the mid-range. He doesn't shoot, bro. And it's kind of like, why aren't you shooting? Like, is this a mental thing, or is this you just know shooting 30%? It's just you. And it kind of messes up the offense a little bit, some possessions, but he facilitates. And I think that when we need that bucket getter, that's when Bill can, he can get it going. Do you trust CJ McCollum to get it going and maybe take another step in his career? Do you think he'll do that?
But he can. I've seen him do it with Portland. The issue with that is Damian Lillard normally lurks around the 3-point line. He doesn't cut like a Westbrook. Westbrook, I have seen, will cut to the rim, which is why if you have CJ, he can pass that thing to Westbrook, get you some easier layups. Now, I never said that CJ and Bradley Beal CJ was as good as Bradley Beal. The system that they would be in works a little bit better if Beal's over on the Trailblazers and McCollum is over on the Wizards. The system works a little bit better. Yeah. That's all that
What about you, Greg?
I just don't see two small non-playing defense guards ever getting you close to being a contender. I've never seen it. Maybe you can say Harden and Kyrie, but Harden's not small. But so I don't see because Beal's what, 6'3"?
He's like 6. I think
he's 6'3".
5.
No,
he's about 6'5".
He's 6'3" because John Wall was listed as 6'4", and John Wall would guard Harden. Because Beal was smaller.
I think Beal is like 6'4", close to 6'5". Because I don't think John Wall's 6'4". I think John Wall's more about 6'5". I think they're about the same. And McCollum's actually taller than Lillard. McCollum is supposed to be like 6'4".
Bill's 6'3". He's the same height as Russell. They're both 6'3". John Wall was 6'4".
They list him at that, but realistically,
that means he's smaller than that.
Nah,
they usually give you.
Yeah, they be lying.
Sometimes they be taller. I mean, KD's listed at 6'10". That mug is 7.
Yeah.
Well, we know Kai Durant's thing.
But and it's not about them getting over the hump, especially not the Wizards getting over the hump. They need some other pieces, but to start in the right direction, I think that's a move that you got to make. And then you attract some other pieces when you see what kind of offense that they're running, set up with their defense spreads and whatnot. I think that, makes it a little bit more attractive for other players to come there. So, but we will see in the offseason. There's going to be some great offseason moves, but back to the original Portland, Denver. Jokic is balling. MPJ is balling. Monte Morris finally showed the hell up because I didn't know what this guy was going to be worth. To be quite honest with you, I was like, this guy is averaging like 9-10 points off the bench. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah.
So if he keeps playing like that against a team in Phoenix, they're gonna give him some problems.
They need Will Barton back. If Will Barton come back and be, I don't know, 90% of Will Barton, then you could probably have a better series.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also going to come down to like, you know, the Jokic Ayton matchup.
Right.
Yeah.
So that should be an interesting series.
Absolutely. Utah dispatched the Grizzlies. They're awaiting the Clippers and the Mavericks to play. Right now, the Mavericks are up 53-52. I believe Luka should be leading the Mavericks.
Probably has like
with 15. He has 15 right now. Reggie Jackson's leading the Clippers in scoring with 17. Let me just say this. If the Clippers lose this game, Kawhi's out of there. Kawhi's going to Miami. Kawhi's going to Miami.
The only reason I say that is because I don't believe that Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler are going to allow a guy to come in and be a diva like Kawhi is and miss games and take days off and do all the things and try to control the. That's why Pat Riley him and LeBron didn't get along.
Right.
And I don't see Kawhi. That's why I dismissed the New York rumors for Kawhi and the Miami rumors for Kawhi, because those cultures are like the Spurs culture and Toronto's culture, where you're not going to be a diva here. You're not going to be in control. Your uncle's not going to get what he wants. All these things are not going to happen for you. And you're not going to be able to take time off. It's like, that's why Kawhi's always bounced to where he's going to get his way and where he has control of the organization, where he gets to do what he wants.
Right.
And that's always going to be his thing.
Right. I think that if Kawhi wants to win, which it kind of seems like he does, just the way he, when he gets in the game, he is on it, but he doesn't want to have to take on that huge defensive responsibility, which he has to for the Clippers. In Miami, Jimmy Butler will be glad to do that, and he's the vocal leader, and he's not messing up like Paul George is. Jimmy Butler's a dog. Yeah, and they have some other shooters around them, and they have some other shooters around them too, with the Bam Adebayo to play, defense as a center. That
except like Kawhi not being a great 3-point shooter, Jimmy Butler not being a great 3-point shooter, Bam not being a good 3-point shooter. You get kind of look close a little bit.
It'll be interesting. This is where you keep Duncan Robinson in the fray. Maybe you go out and get another shooter if you can, because Tyler Hero, obviously, they seem to have lost faith in him.
He got lost in Miami, bro.
Yeah, lost in the sauce, man.
Miami, and like, how D'Lo got crazy and all the young guys got crazy in LA. It just happens to these young guys. I mean, you got millions of dollars and you're in LA or Miami, bro. It's hard not to stay focused.
But I particularly don't see Kawhi staying with the Clippers now. If he were to do something and go over to the Lakers, which I don't see happening, but if that were, I don't think so. If that were to happen,
Kawhi wants his own team where he can be the focal point and get all of legacy.
I
don't see the whole Miami. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, which in Miami he can be that offensive guy, because Jimmy, as we've seen, will pass the ball. Jimmy's looking for other guys to score. He can score, but he's looking for other guys to score. Kawhi will be glad to take that on, and he doesn't have to be the main defensive guy. You put that on Jimmy, he would like that for sure. So that's why I think that's a match, personally. But
what offsets the Miami discussion is you get a guy like Jimmy Butler, which we all know how he is, and you get a guy like Kawhi. Do you really think these two guys will mesh together? Because it's kind of difficult to see that because of the characteristics that they have, because of Jimmy being that uppity guy and saying, "Oh, you're gonna bust your, you're gonna come to work and you're gonna go 110%. You're doing this every day. You're gonna put in the same effort as I put in. If not, you're out of here." I mean, if Kawhi wants those days off and stuff like that, do you really think they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's Kawhi Leonard. Oh yeah,
here's my thing with that. Here's my thing with that. Every team Jimmy Butler is played with with maybe the exception. It's hard for me to pinpoint that with Embiid because Embiid's a center, which is a little bit different from like, a 2, 3, or 4 guard that's athletic and can shoot like that. Butler's been the best player on the team, right? For most of his career, even when he was in Minnesota, he was the best player on the team. If Kawhi comes, I don't know if he's going to keep that same dogged attitude on Kawhi because Kawhi is a better player than him. He'll get on him a little bit and try to help him, fine tune some parts of his game. But I don't know if he's necessarily going to be on Kawhi. And they're in the East, which is going to make it a little bit easier than playing so many West Coast teams, Western Conference teams. I think that they would mesh decently well. You'd have your little problems here and there, but I think they would mesh decently well. G-Money?
What if Jimmy Butler says, I want to go to LA?
Oh, if he says he wants to go to LA, Kawhi's not going there. It's only if Jimmy stays.
He goes to the Clippers.
Oh, Jimmy says he wants to come to the Clippers?
Yeah.
Who are you getting?
Paul George.
And they trade Paul George? Oh, then Kawhi stays.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, personally, I don't think Kawhi's going to leave this offseason. Yeah. I don't see Kawhi leaving this offseason. I don't see why. I mean, I understand blow it up and Kawhi goes somewhere else, blah, blah, blah. I think Kawhi may be, okay with where he's at, being that the Clippers is his organization. He has his own organization. He can do whatever he wants to do. And they find the right pieces because looking at their roster compared to the Mavericks or compared to wherever, I mean, if you have Reggie Jackson out there giving you buckets and Nicholas Batum, I mean, did they really think that this was going to be the squad? Which it did look like it was going to be the squad, but after a while in this playoff series, I mean, they just have no answer to Luka.
Well, they were good. Ibaka got hurt, and then now you got Boban Marjanovic out here. Yeah. He's got 12 points, 8 rebounds. He's 5 of 12. I wish the Spurs wouldn't have let him go. God.
Boban.
He's not the same Boban though. He's in a lot better shape. He's really
and he can shoot.
He
could shoot a little bit in San Antonio, but he didn't really work on it like that.
Yeah.
When he was actually, and the funny thing is he played with the Clippers when him and Tobias were there.
Oh yeah.
And that's when he started getting a little better. But he's getting a lot of love in Dallas. Like that. Yeah. Dallas is that real foreign, German, Croatian, Slovenian, like that's home for that. I think that's why Markkanen wants to go there.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So
what intrigued me about that last game, Mavericks Clippers, the Mavericks only had 2 players in double digits.
I know.
Luka and Hardaway, and the Clippers still lost that game because Kawhi Leonard cannot shoot a 3 ball to save his life, 1 of 7 from the 3-point line. I don't know how many times I've looked at the stat sheet and I see 2 of 8, 1 of 7, 1 of 9 every single night. It's just kind of ridiculous.
You know what's kind of interesting? Kawhi reminds me, and some people are going to get offended when I say this, he reminds me of a better version of DeMar DeRozan because he's a very good mid-range shooter, but his three-pointer is trash. And he's trying to take them. Now, DeRozan doesn't take them, but when he was in Toronto, he wasn't really hitting a whole lot of them either. But there are mid-range gods, if you will. So I've noticed it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, the big difference is obviously the defense. There's only really big.
Well, obviously, DeRozan is terrible. I'm just talking about offense.
Yeah, offensively, they're about the same.
DeRozan can't play defense for Jack.
And then he's kind of Kobe-ish too, that he gets to his spots. Like Kobe wasn't a good 3-point shooter either. Like they get to their spots and they know where they want to get to on the court, and they're able to cash it. Yep. Obviously, Kobe used more of his probably athletic ability, and Kawhi uses more of his strength. Mm-hmm. But they kind of know their spots on the court where they're familiar where they can get to, and they can score it well.
You know what Kawhi should do? Because his hands are so damn big, he needs to use deception, kind of like how Jordan did, because Jordan had huge hands. Yeah. And he was able to, you know what I mean? And that to me would be Kawhi elevating his game because he's not known as a great passer. If he did that and got a little bit more flashiness in his game, which I doubt that he ever will, he could be one of the best to ever do it. Not going to happen, though.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. So, 67-60 right now. Mavericks are up. Still the third quarter. Why the hell are they playing DeMarcus Cousins too? Just throwing that out
Or
Sorry.
Luke Kennard. Don't understand.
Yeah, I
that.
would have tried Luke Kennard. I would have seen you got to see
Yeah.
what he's got.
there. Yeah,
At this point.
Luke Kennard too, man. It's looking kind of spooky out there for the Clippers fans, man.
Yeah, they just can't. I mean, Luca's is like he elevated himself to like a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a couple people saying they could go all the way, and I said, stop. Hold your horses.
Who they play? Utah next?
If they
They're
win.
gonna get smacked. I'm sorry, but they're gonna get smacked. I think
Yeah,
so.
the ball movement, all the things. It's gonna be like a Spurs matchup, Spurs, where they just rotate the ball and just hit open jump shot. It's gonna be
I just don't see the Mavericks winning with 2 people scoring over double digits. I think Porzingis has to come alive the next. If they escape the Clippers, which they have not escaped them, Porzingis has to come alive, or they are going to want to crucify this man, which they are already doing that on Twitter every single game. I mean, I think it's pretty funny. Even if they win, they're crucifying Porzingis. But yeah, this next series, he has to.
Porzingis, I mean, Kemba Walker, and there's some people that they want to get rid of on teams.
Well, I mean,
why would
get rid
pay
of
these
him.
people to do nothing?
well, if anybody criticizes, crucifies Kemba Walker, that's a Celtics fan, I should be like, you can blame your higher ups because they're the ones that screwed over Isaiah Thomas and cursed y'all. Y'all got the curse of the point guard.
Man.
Hey, kind of like how the Cowboys are the curse of the coaches ever since that to Jimmy Johnson. I mean,
Yeah.
They let Sean Payton out the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's tough.
Years.
That was tough.
Can't relate.
What was rougher, the Campbell years or the Garrett years?
The Campbell years.
Yeah,
we got Quincy Carter, we got Steve Hutchinson, we got this random people that came for QBs.
Yeah. Did Quincy Carter get us to the playoffs though?
Yeah.
At least once. Who did we lose? I don't even remember who we lost to that year.
I tried to forget those years. Troy Hambrick was our running back. He was their fullback the year before. It was just awful, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was bad. Emmitt Smith went to the Cardinals. It was just bad
He
times.
went to the
It was just bad times.
He went to the Cardinals and broke the rushing record in Arizona.
He broke it in the Cowboys.
Did he break it? I thought he broke it in Arizona for some reason.
Remember, he had like the little fump, like he was falling down. Like, oh, move over. Sweet.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then he was like, nah, I'm not done. He was like, all right. He went to the Cardinals. He's like, all right, I'm done. I really don't got that much left.
Yeah.
That was that time where all of them were going, like Edgerrin James went there. Like all of the running backs, they were like kind of done. They all went there.
AP even went there too.
Yeah. Just where they go to die.
Where they go to die.
I mean, retire. Figuratively. But even if the Clippers win, you assume that Dallas is going to win the next one because it seems like they can't win on the home court.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
See who pulls it out.
So we got an interesting stat for y'all. Or interesting fact, I should say. If the Clippers do come back and win this series, of the Western Conference teams, all of those remaining will have not won a championship ever, with 2 of those teams not even making the finals before. That would be Denver and the Clippers. Now, if the Mavs win, it's a different story. Also, if the Clippers, technically, if the Clippers and Mavs somehow get eliminated before that conference finals, and it's to say Utah and Phoenix, we'll have a team that is not in Texas or California in the finals for the first time since from the Western Conference since the Oklahoma City Thunder back in 2012.
Dang.
And no Western Conference team outside of Texas or California has won the title since the Seattle Supersonics back in 1979.
Oof.
Crazy. Yeah.
Somebody has to win this year.
Yeah. Unless it'll be an Eastern Conference team.
Unless they just like,
oh no.
oh no.
Yeah. And on the Eastern Conference side, right now, the Hawks have never been to the finals, or maybe back when they were the they were the Hawks of another city. Way back. You have them.
I stop at the Dominic Wilkins years, as far as my memory goes.
Talking about back in the 40s.
Yeah.
Them, the Nets have never won a championship. Sixers has been years, and the Bucks it has been years. So it'll be interesting. And also, no Curry, no Iguodala, no LeBron in the finals.
Who's your man's
Tough.
brand that you always mention?
Oh, Patrick McCaw. Yes, sir.
I think he broke the record last year, right? Like they were like, "Oh, he's
Yes.
finally out of finally out."
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, because Toronto didn't make the finals. Yeah, that's right.
I'd just put him on team if I was a contender.
Just let him keep ragging the rings,
Some
right?
kind of luck.
All right.
That's
I don't need
right.
to do anything. I just need to be there.
That's right. So it is time for some NBA trivia, fellas.
Oh, ba-ba-ba-bum.
Yes, sir. Actually, before we get that, had another interesting question for you guys. Out of these 5 players, and name any others if you think so, who could score in their current? Who could score 81 points? Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, James Harden, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. Or do you think all of them could? None of them could? A couple of them could?
I think you got to take out Harden, Kyrie, because they're all on the same team.
I think you have to take away. Well, actually, yeah, I would take away.
Durant's on the same team with them too.
Kyrie and KD. Yeah, I was gonna say KD too, because the last time, if I'm not mistaken, even KD's high was like he was on OKC. If I'm not mistaken, it's been a while. I'm gonna go with. You just said, isn't? Could you say the first 2 names again?
Curry.
Kyrie.
Yeah, there you go.
Stephen Curry, Devin Booker, James Harden, Kevin Durant.
I'm going with Curry, especially with the team that he's on. I mean, yeah.
How much did Booker drop that 1 year?
70.
70. Close.
Yeah.
A guy that's not on here that I think could do it, Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Klay Thompson could do it. So those are 2 other names that I could see.
What's a good player on a bad team?
I'm gonna say Bradley Beal. I think that he could do it, like on a night that he plays a crappy team. I do think that he could do it.
I think he fizzles
especially
out.
When he's on, he's on.
I think he fizzles out at 60. I don't think he can get past 60-ish.
I mean, I don't think that Klay Thompson could get past. I don't see Klay Thompson dropping 80, bro.
Klay Thompson dropped 60 points in 3 quarters.
That is, I totally understand that, but you got to go into consideration of who's coaching. Are they going to pull him? Are they going to let him play? And you look at Bradley Beal being on a bad team. I mean, look at Devin Booker. They were like, you know what, Booker, go out there, go score. I mean, if Klay Thompson's dropping 60, that means, I mean, he's going to play it smart. But, hey, come out. You know Steve Kerr. You know how he is, especially with Curry, because I feel like Curry could have done that a couple of times, and he just pulls him out, which I don't really understand that. But
so I'm getting all I'm getting is, well, you got to see, we got to see. I'm just talking about, can they do it?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you go into consideration, a lot of players can drop 80. I mean, that means we could be talking about a lot of players right now. But like you were saying, I mean, it depends on the circumstance of being on a bad team, because
I don't think
they're on a bad team, they're more likely.
I think if they got rid of Cat, Anthony Edwards might be.
Ooh, that's a good one.
On the Timberwolves.
I don't think Anthony Edwards could.
That's a good one. He a bucket getter.
He is. I don't think he could do it. I don't think Donovan Mitchell could do it. Donovan Mitchell fizzles out around 50. Same with Jamal Murray. Depending on if MPJ gets a handle, maybe. But he'll fizzle out around. Right now, his cap is about 35. He may someday get up to the 40s.
What about Zach LaVine on the Bulls?
Potentially. He would have to really get, because I think his high is like 60. I'm not mistaken. I think he had 60 this year. So yeah, he would just Dame is another one I think could possibly do it. You know, get really hot. But anyway, going back to the trivia, y'all.
Also, one name I'm gonna say Kevin
But
Porter Jr. No, I'm
Oh
just
yeah, he could be on the.
He a
no,
bu-
actually, he
no,
might.
I'm just saying. I mean,
He could definitely
I
do it.
just he's a bucket getter. I really
They got
like
rid of
Kevin
John
Porter
Wall.
Jr.
They got rid of John Wall, and he was there by
And
himself.
you just let Kevin Porter Jr. go out there and cook. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense if you want to do betting odds.
And still lose by like 20.
Right? No. They definitely lose like by like 30 or 40, but
No, I feel you. I actually feel you with that. All right, so we're doing all alphabet lineups, fellas.
oh man.
All alphabet lineups.
Let's go.
The stuff that you love so much. I know.
I always should just study. I always
Yeah,
tell myself,
right.
I'll look at it later, and then I never do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying names in my head right now.
Yeah, just memorizing.
No, y'all are good. Y'all are good. I'm trying to get a good one for you, fellas. All right, we're gonna do R. We're gonna do R.
Randall.
Ooh, nice.
Yep, he is a power forward.
Rondo?
Other stuff.
Rondo is not on there.
That's really tough. I got to think about this one.
Mhm.
With an R. Okay.
Oh damn! I thought Rui.
One of these you are not gonna get because I wouldn't have gotten this one.
Ooh, Russell, D'Angelo Russell.
He's on there. He's
Ooh.
shooting guard.
What about point guard? Talk to us about the point guard. Give us a hint.
Talk to you about the point guard. Very electric player, was traded 2 years ago from Eastern Conference team to an Eastern Conference team. Very
This might be the hardest one yet.
He's very athletic. You almost say there's a buzz about him.
Oh,
That was the biggest
Terry
hit.
Rozier.
The buzz about him with the Hornets.
Yeah. That was really good.
Appreciate it. Okay.
So we got Terry Rozier, Julius Randle, and who else?
D'Angelo
Russell. So we're missing the small forward and center.
Yep. Small forward. This guy is in the playoffs right now. He was traded last season from Eastern Conference team to this Western Conference team.
Was this a center?
Small forward.
Small forward. So who's Bridges?
Who's the no?
He originally started his career for a hot team in the East. Got traded to a numbers team in the East and is now playing for a team currently in the playoffs in the Western Conference. And
did they get eliminated? Or they're still there?
They're still in right now.
His last name is R at the small forward.
I was thinking Robert Covington.
The Nuggets. Who starts at the 3 for them?
Barton.
Austin Rivers.
Not Austin Rivers. They're currently playing.
So Mavericks, Clippers. The Mavericks starting. Oh man.
Josh Richardson.
Oh, okay,
that's right.
I would have never gotten that one. I totally forgot about him. Ever since Philly, man. I don't.
I know. That's why I said he played
for Miami.
said
Yeah,
the number
exactly.
team.
He started in Miami, played for a
Yeah.
hot Eastern Conference team, Miami.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there with the hot. I see what,
Then I
you
heard
gotta
that.
watch those keywords.
Then I heard he played with a numbers team. I was like 76ers.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's right. All right.
we're missing
This
center.
last guy, the center. Sheesh, I wouldn't have gotten this guy. Jeez,
The East or West.
West.
He's
Very,
in the
very
playoffs, not in the playoffs.
not in the playoffs. No close to where near making the playoffs.
So bottom tier.
He was down there. Towns, Kelly,
Definitely not Timberwolves.
Woods. He a backup or starting?
Back up.
Oh God.
With an R.
Yep.
Who's Timberwolves backup center?
You probably could see his face, but I don't know if you recognize his name because I wouldn't have gotten him.
Can you give us a hint about him? Anything?
He got dreads. The only thing I can really.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Timberwolves, Nas Reed.
Nas
Oh,
Reed.
there
There you go. Yeah, from LSU. He was a bucket getter, but I mean, he played.
I was trying to remember where he went.
That was
To
beautiful.
college.
Yeah, no, I would have definitely not gotten that. If you didn't say dreads, I would have never gotten that.
I
Yeah.
was thinking Rashad Holmes. I was like, that's not a R.
Honorable mentions was Derrick Rose and Terrence Ross.
Oh, D Rose.
Oh, wow. We
Can't
forgot
wait to get that
D-Rose.
one.
Oh, man. I got to put my head down on that one, man.
And he didn't make the cut over who? D'Lo and
D'Lo and Terry Rozier. D Rose did not make it over Terry Rozier.
that's disrespectful, bro.
Gary Terry.
The
The buzz. That was really good. I like that.
Terry Rozier, how do you do? With the buzz is right. Okay. Got another one for y'all fellas. You ready?
Yeah, always.
He's like, W.
It's courtesy,
Stop.
courtesy,
Don't
of,
do that.
courtesy of Ballers Nation. No E.
Ooh.
Last name with the P.
Pascal.
That's Siakam.
No, Eric Pascal.
Pascal is not on there.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, I don't know how to say that correctly.
No, you were right, man. Pascal.
Oh, okay.
Pascal.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, sorry. That took me long. I don't know why that took me long.
Point guard.
The P. Shooting guard P. That's tough. Is he a starter or a bench?
And now he's a starter.
Now he's a starter.
Mhm.
Kevin Porter,
Mhm.
Michael Porter,
Ooh,
Oh,
there you go.
Otto
Yep.
Porter.
Oh,
And you know, it's funny, all of them are juniors and they all have last name Porter.
that was all Porters.
Wow. That was just on the top of my head.
But
All
Kevin-
Porters.
Kevin and Michael Porter are in there. Kevin's a small
Yeah.
shooting guard and Michael is the power forward.
Ooh, we got a shooting guard.
Okay.
I mean, a small forward.
Is
You
there
know, I
any
was
more
gonna say-
Porters?
Huh?
What? Is
No, I
there
was
any
gonna
more
say-
Porters in the NBA?
No more Porters. It was funny because if you were gonna ask me for a hint, I was gonna say, yeah, he blasted off from an Eastern Conference team to this Western Conference team.
Okay.
You're missing the small forward in the center.
PJ, no, that's PJ Washington.
The center is getting bullied right now.
On Zubac.
He's getting bullied.
Maxi
May not
Kleber.
necessarily be on the court though.
Cousins, no.
Think about
Bully.
Bullied,
it. Mm-hmm.
not on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Western Conference or Eastern?
Western Conference
Commander.
in the playoffs.
Utah's.
Not Enos, not okay. Not Utah, not Phoenix.
Think about something that you said earlier.
Portland, Nurkic. They're out.
Something that you said to me earlier.
We're missing somebody.
Yeah.
It's G Money. Think about something B More said earlier. about getting bullied. If it's not on the court, it's off the court. Might not necessarily be in person. It could be over virtual.
I don't know, man. I talk about a lot of people getting bullied. Dang, I got to think about this.
We mentioned this guy specifically because we're like, he might not be able to get it. He's not getting it done. People are questioning him.
Oh, Jakob Poeltl?
No, not Jakob.
No, we talked about him today. If he's in the playoffs, correct?
Correct.
That was a good one. That was a good one, though.
That was a good one. He's
I always think of
getting it
Patterson.
done.
I don't think he's in the league anymore.
No, I can't.
Oh,
I
Patrick
can't give up
Patterson?
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays for
No,
the
he's
Clippers.
still in the league.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays for
Yeah.
the Clippers. He's done play.
I can't give up yet. Getting bullied. Give me another hint. One more.
He went from an Eastern Conference team to a Western Conference team. Let's just say they said this guy was like a magical creature.
Oh, Porzingis.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Said he was getting bullied on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Wow. that was good. That was good.
I'm coming up with good
Yeah,
hits, man.
that's good. Man.
It's a lot harder than you think.
Are we missing one more?
Yeah,
We're missing the small forward.
East or
Do you
West?
think we'll get this guy?
Yeah, you should get this guy. He's
Okay.
actually a pretty good player. West came from a team of the past.
What Eastern Conference team is the past?
Can't do this, man. He says these little the little punchlines. I can't get him. Oh.
A team that's the mascot is of the past. Let's say that. Like way in the past. And he got traded for a guy whose dad got traded to the same place 20 years prior.
Definitely not Larry Nance Jr. Yeah.
I'll say Gary Trent.
Well, I mean, it was a part of that. Norman Powell.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wait, his dad played in the NBA too?
No, Gary Trent's dad played and got traded the same year to the Raptors that Gary Trent did in his career.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just weird, bro. That's just
yeah.
Wow.
From Portland. They both played in Portland. Year 4.5 or 3.5 is got traded to the Raptors.
Wow.
That's just weird, bro.
Fellas, can we bear for one more before we get on out of here?
That was like the weirdest
sir.
thing I've heard in my life.
All
I heard
right.
that.
I know it was
I was
really
like,
weird.
what?
All
That's when I
right.
started believing the Matrix. They were in a computer simulation.
Let me see here. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. All right. M.
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay. He's
Okay.
point guard.
Oh, the point guard.
Oh, he's the point guard.
What's my man's name? The center for the Knicks.
That starts with an N.
Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like Mitchell. Never mind. Dyslexic. I'm thinking of like Mike all the time now. I'm like, no, don't think of the other letter.
Okay, real quick. Would Marcus Morris or
Jamal
Marquise
Murray.
Morris be on there? Oh, there you
Marcus
go.
Morris is on there. Markeith is not.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray?
He's not.
Oh my God.
What?
Jamal Murray's not on there.
Wow.
He's an honorable
How is
mention.
he not?
I got
How is he not on there? I gotta hear this list.
yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is the point guard. So therefore,
He's the point guard. It means
Jamal
this shooting guard better be a bucket getter.
he is. Marcus Morris is power forward, by the way.
Okay.
These are fun. I might have to do one more after this, fellas.
Not Malcolm Brogdon. Not Miles Bridges.
Nope.
Monte Morris?
Two,
Monte Morris.
No. Two of these guys were in the playoffs. One is not anymore. And the other guy did not make the playoffs.
Guy's still in the playoffs.
So one guy will be playing tomorrow. One guy lost yesterday.
Not Nurkic.
Lakers. Oh, McCollum.
Mm.
We were just
Shooting
talking about
guard.
him.
It's a shooting guard.
Oh, give me Jamal Murray. No, I'm just saying.
So we're missing the small forward in the center.
Yep. Small forward is playing tomorrow.
Bucks and Nets.
So Durant, Middleton.
Got you there.
And the center did not make the playoffs. Injury prone.
Oh, I was gonna say
Eastern
Mo.
Conference team.
I was gonna say Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
Shout out Shaq West for
Yeah.
going to the Paris B League.
The rappers becoming ball players. Didn't make the injury prone in the East.
Injury prone in the East.
Pistons.
Let's just say it gets so windy it could probably knock him over and he'd probably get hurt.
Oh, Bobo.
Who's Detroit's
The
center?
Windy City. So is that Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's my man's name that got from the Magic?
The from Duke. Oh no. I'm thinking of Wendell Carter.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Nope. Nope.
No, Laurie Marketing.
Laurie Markkinen.
Oh, there we go. Oh, they put him at center. Doesn't he usually play power forward?
Yeah.
They put him on the.
Okay.
They put him
Honorable mentions Jamal Murray, DeJounte Murray, and Ja Morant.
Oh, I can't believe I got
Oh,
DeJounte.
I didn't even say Ja. Wow.
Sorry, DeJounte.
Ja, you did not.
Wow.
Can y'all stand one more? These are fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all good for one more and we'll get on out?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see here.
I need to take like some caffeine or some ginkgo biloba to help my mind. Some kind of mind supplement.
5-hour energy drink.
Yeah, just
Pop it.
Okay, did we do eyes before?
no.
Okay, let's do eye.
Iguodala.
Mm-hmm.
Ish Smith.
It's got to end with an I.
Yeah,
Wow.
last name begins with the I.
So Iguodala is not on there.
Joel Ingles.
Joe Ingles is on there.
Ooh.
Shooting guard.
Yeah, he's on fire.
I get like one. I get like 1 out of 5.
You're missing the most obvious one.
Iguodala's not on there.
No.
I can't believe he's not on there. Like, how many random I names are there?
I guarantee we're gonna hear somebody's name on there. We're gonna be like, wow,
Yeah.
Iguodala should have been on there.
Yeah.
No, not on this
You don't
one.
think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Embiid has 2 eyes.
Oh my.
Are these starters?
Yeah. Well, Ingles comes off the bench,
Yeah.
but everybody else, I believe, is a starter. Yeah.
All right, start throwing some hints here.
Okay. Let's see here. 2 of these guys on here are former Duke players.
Oh, Brandon Ingram.
Brandon
One of
Ingram.
them. Small forward.
See Bagley, Okafor. Who else is from Duke?
When y'all see it, you're gonna be like, oh, duh.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. And now you have the power forward in the center.
A lot better eye name than I would have thought.
Irvin?
The center represents the Democratic Republic of the Congo by way of Spain. Serge Ibaka. And the power forward, let's just say his career has been less than magical.
Ooh, got to be on the Magic. Let's see. Not Fultz. Who else is over there? Cole Anthony.
Power forward.
Oh, power forward, my bad. What's that, man?
Well, it's power forward, right?
Correct.
Starts with an I.
Had some early comparisons to Kevin Durant, actually, which
Jonathan Isaac.
There you go.
I couldn't think of my man. Like, he's from Florida State.
Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah. So for all y'all out there that want to see if you can get it quicker than we can, pause the video and see if you
time yourself.
And leave it in the comments to see if you were faster than these. I'm gonna start timing you guys next time.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's start timing.
I'm gonna start timing you guys this time. Thanks again to Ballers Nation, man. That was a lot of fun.
It's a lot better eye name than I thought there would be.
Yeah, for sure.
Good squad.
Yep. But other than that, I think that is about it. Be more. Actually, you know what? I did want to get your take on this, Be more, because we talked about it last time. You weren't able to make it. Outs between Phil Mickelson's PGA Tour win at 50 years old, LeBron James in the Lakers championship last year, and Tom Brady's, and I'm changing this a little bit, and Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneer championship last year. Which one was more impressive?
I'm going to go with Phil Mickelson winning at the age of 50, personally. I just look at it. The other two are team sports. With basketball, LeBron can get that team around him. And I mean, it's pretty impressive. Tom Brady, it's really impressive, incredibly impressive. But I just think that team he just got to build it. And I think that Mickelson, I mean, come on, at the age of 50, I imagine myself golfing at the age of 50. I don't think I'm going to win a tour. So,
yeah. And I think you were right along the question was a little changed. Go ahead, G-Money. I'll let you do your take on this one.
I think I said George Foreman.
Yeah, you said George Foreman. I said if you could think of any others.
Tiger Woods is the other one that I liked.
Yeah. So the question changed a little bit because it was what was the most impressive championship that a player has won or anything like that.
Yeah.
I escaped those three, but you did say the George Foreman. Out of the three, though, which one do you think, or you still want to stick with the Foreman? Because that's perfectly okay. Because that was
I'll stick with Foreman.
That was impressive. Bemore, I said that Tom Brady's comeback against the Falcons at that age, 30, was he 30?
Well, yeah, that's more impressive. It was just that title run that they just had. I mean, if I'm basing it off of just, LeBron winning that last championship, Brady with his last championship, Mickelson, the age of 50, I thought that was pretty easy.
Yeah, no.
Brady.
I'll say the question changed a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
From the previous time. If it was out of those three that I said, I still would probably say, I would still probably go with Brady and the Bucks. Because you still had to get through the Saints, who beat you twice, and then the Packers, who had a hell of a season with the MVP and Aaron Rodgers, and then who they beat first? Washington. I mean, Washington was no slouch, and then you still have to show up against the Chiefs, although the Bucs offense held them, but still you got to make plays down the stretch. So to me, although it was impressive what Phil Mickelson did, I take nothing away from him. Nothing away from him at all.
Sure.
But it was interesting. Well, y'all, that's gonna be this show, man. I mean, we appreciate y'all for sticking with us. As always, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Follow us on Anchor, Spotify, radio, but you know where to follow us. YouTube, Stats versus Facts Sports Talk. You know where we at, man. Again, Stats versus Facts Sports Talk. you ain't got that VS, what they listen to, fellas?
That BS.
.com.
.fm.
.fm.
Damn, you've been gone so long. You can't forget about that, G Money.
Hey man.
.com. Next is gonna be .net and then .org. Dang, bro.
Ooh, there we go. .gov.
.gov. Absolutely check out SVF Sports Talk on IG and Twitter. Go follow the Brothers Show, Spurs versus Everybody on IG and Twitter and wherever you get your podcasts. You feel me? And thanks again to my fellas, G Money and B More. Quick announcement. We will be going live next week. So y'all get ready for that because we're gonna pack the house, baby. Yeah. Okay, we ain't gonna have that many people. I know B More won't really care for that. He said nah. One at a time. One at a time.
Forward to it.
Absolutely. But we'll pack the house, man, and we'll be ready. So y'all be ready for this, man. We getting live. Stats versus Facts going live. Yeah. So for G Money and B More, it's been your boy Marsh. And as always, y'all be safe. We're almost done out of this pandemic. Make sure you still wear your mask. Don't let the corona get your ass. And we will catch y'all next time on that.
Stats versus facts. Ayy, stats versus facts. Ayy, know where we at on the stats versus facts. Yeah, my boy, hella black. He on the stats versus facts. And you might get smacked by the stats versus facts. Ayy.
And we'll catch y'all next time.
No diggity.
No diggity, no.